Welcome back to Biz Freedom Blueprint, and section 5 out of our 6 sections we're going to cover in our 30 days, and our session 21, which is on the business product life cycle. Because the truth is that nothing lasts forever. That there's a specific life cycle that your product's going to follow that you have to completely reinvent and reinvigorate in order to keep your business successful on a long-term basis. So let's talk about reinvention and about how to invigorate your product. And we're going to start by giving an example. I'm going to give you an example of probably the best musical artist who has reinvented herself over the course of the last 25 years to be able to be able to keep her in the limelight and have her probably be the most successful one of our artists of our age, and that's Madonna. And if you're familiar with Madonna, she's arguably not the best singer over the last 25 years, but she has been the most successful at reinvention. And how she's done that is, if you remember when she first started out, her first big hit was "Like a Virgin," where she started out as the teenage angst and wearing the ripped and clothing and being everyone's favorite innocent girl. Then she moved into being the material girl, and then into the dirty Catholic schoolgirl, and then into the sex kitten, and then she had a child and reinvented herself into the pop princess and the dance. She was the dancer, and she continues to reinvent herself for success. She follows along the same track as another famous artist, David Bowie, who has recreated and reinvented himself through the glam rock era of the 70s, and continues to reinvent himself today as well. But this power of reinvention doesn't just stick with music artists to be able to help their careers grow. It's essential for business too. Like, take a look at Taco Bell. Taco Bell is the fast food chain that wanted to place themselves beside every single McDonald's to compete against McDonald's over the course of the last 20 years. And being a company owned by Pepsi, they do have the benefit of being part of a larger organization. But their reinvention started with being positioning themselves as the alternative, as thinking outside the bun, as making a run for the border, to be something different than just the same old hamburger. Then what they wanted to do is position themselves as the cheap and affordable solution, creating their extra value menu of tacos that were you could get five for $5, and that includes drinks and stuff. Then they try to add a little more life into it by creating a character behind their their Chihuahua, or I want Taco Bell dog. Then they wanted to reinvent themselves as being the late night fix, where they realized that they had a lot of sales because they were open late. So they invented the fifth meal, and even now they're continuing reinventing themselves as being the one where they have the big fill value menu, where finally that somebody can fill themselves up on a value meal, which is why they call it their big fill value menu. But probably the best example of reinvention in business is the battle between Apple and Bill Gates' Windows, or Microsoft. And if you remember, we talked about Apple and back in our first or second session. And Apple is arguably one of the biggest up and down success stories, where they started out actually being the dominant operating system on the market by coming out with the Macintosh operating software, where it was the point and click and the easy to use interface, where people didn't need to have to know about a DOS or typing. They could actually just point and click and move everything, and they gained success and actually market preference for a long time, until Apple parted ways with the energy behind their system, which was Steve Jobs, and that created a large opening for Microsoft over a very specific time, which was able to actually create Bill Gates' massive fortune, where he's the richest man in the world, simply by creating and reinventing and re-releasing new and improved operating system software through going through Microsoft Windows, and then the new Windows 98, and then XP, and all their different reincarnations and different ways to be able to use it. And then when Steve Jobs was able to get back into and to reinvent Windows by reinvent Apple by launching another brand new operating system software, which for a long time they had not released and had actually lost ground on personal computing. And even over the last 5 years has been working on recreating that image that that Windows is great for businesses because they use spreadsheets. But if you're looking at living life with the important things like pictures and videos, that the Macintosh platform is the way to go. And it's going to be interesting because this back and forth is going to continue. To be able, so keep an eye out for what's going on with that while you're looking at how you're going to reinvent your business, because to be able to really understand the importance of business reinvention and how things need to be new and improved, we need to take a look at a specific graph on what you need to know on the business life cycle. And how the product life cycle goes is that through all products over a period of time, they start out as introductory, as new and improved, where what happens is you get the early adapters, the slow starters, that the quick fast starters that come in and they start through that first introductory stage. Then what happens is it starts getting adopted and used on a massive scale, which is called the growth stage. Then the majority of the sales come into the maturity stage, once people realize that this is the solution and they start adopting it. And then what happens is there's a decline stage, because what's happened is the product has fallen off and there's something new that's already been released to replace it. So what do you need to know? You need to know that the easiest way to continued success is to continue to develop and to release new products. And you want to make sure that you have a product in the growth stage before the end of the maturity stage, right? So that you're going to stay on top. Okay, you need to continue to invigorate your current products, because not only is it about releasing new products, but sometimes it's just creating new ones that support the first one. So while people are going through the maturity, you're creating something that to add on or to associate it with, to be able to keep that maturity stage and keep that product lifestyle elongating or keeping it out longer. Now, thank you. This is the end of our 21st session, and what we're going to talk for more information on the business life cycle. And for specific tips, you want to go to bizfreedomblueprint.com right now and pick up the advanced DVDs. Now, the information in the advanced section includes quick and easy ways to find and launch new products while sticking to your business vision. And this isn't about being an inventor and creating it yourself. Sometimes it's as simple as being able to find what the next best thing is and be able for you to put the energy and application into it to making it work. So please go to bizfreedomblueprint.com right now, pick up the advanced program and the sections that are included in it. It's going to be well worth your while.